greatness that night. It's about the fight. It ain't about the champion. It's about the fight. That's all I care about, the fight.
Kenny Ellis said was, look, man, we're not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. We know what Lamont Roach brings to the table, and he says that Lamont Roach is...
I don't know if Lamont Roach exposed weaknesses of Tank.
During the rematch press conference, Davis's coach Calvin Ford fired back at Lamont, declaring, "It's over. They'll see who the real champion is." Ford's bold and fiery response reflected his unwavering belief in Gervonta Davis's dominance and confidence that victory in the ring is inevitable.
And sit there and say to themselves like they came from a karate movie, man, I want to fight just like Tank. I want to be just like Tank.
Gervonta Davis is entering his upcoming rematch with intense focus and unwavering dedication. Aware of the fight's significance for his career and legacy, he has pushed himself harder than ever in training. Every session is strategically designed to enhance his physical fitness and refine his technical abilities. Determined to avoid previous mistakes, Davis is preparing to step into the ring as a smarter, stronger, and more dangerous fighter. His team is equally committed, ensuring that every detail is covered in their pursuit to restore his dominance.
One of the best trainers in boxing, second guy in the corner, is responsible for a lot of the real tactical decisions and tactical analysis that goes on in Gervonta Davis's corner. So you have Coach Calvin, and Coach Calvin is the head trainer, and you have Coach Kenny, who really specializes on preparing game plans specifically for opponents. So to have him talk about what's going on with Lamont Roach, I thought was interesting and insightful, because what he said was that, one, he's not falling for the okie doke. When Mill City asked him, hey, what do you think about the fact that, that Lamont Roach was seen at a basketball game chugging a beer? And I would have added to the question that you see Lamont Roach out giving a bunch of interviews, doing the interview circuit, right? Kind of being a little bit out of character leading into the rematch. Do you think, and this is what Mill City asked, do you think that is something you guys are taking in consideration in preparation for the fight? And what Kenny Ellis said was, look, man, we're not following.
Reuniting with Coach Calvin Ford has reinvigorated Gervonta Davis's training atmosphere. Their strong bond, rooted in trust, respect, and a deep understanding of Davis's mindset and style, has been crucial to his boxing journey. Ford has long shaped Davis's raw talent into a disciplined, aggressive, and strategic force in the ring. This renewed partnership combines emotional motivation with tactical precision, reigniting Davis's drive and sharpening his focus. Together, they are ensuring every element of his preparation aligns with his goal of reclaiming championship glory.
Match, do you think, and this is what Mill City asked, do you think that is something you guys are taking in consideration in preparation for the fight? And what Kenny Ellis said was, look, man, we're not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. We know what Lamont Roach brings to the table, and he says that Lamont Roach is, we're not believing that he's out there drinking or blowing up a bunch of weight and all that. He says what most people say, hey, we're going to prepare for the best version of Lamont Roach that is going to, that'll come for us. But the way that he saw the fight coming out was he said he sees it like the fight before, a lot of really crisp shots landing. And the fight is going to be similar, but hey, the fight at the same time is going to be very different. Now, I just happen to have a very good friend named Phoenix the Assassin who breaks down fights for me. He's a trainer, got a world-class eye for fights. And what he speculated should be the difference between the first fight and the second fight for Gervonta is that Gervonta is going to need to spend a lot more time fighting on the outside and scoring points for a longer period of time on the outside, and then making sure that, and basically forcing
For Gervonta Davis, the rematch is far more than just another fight. It's a vital opportunity to restore his reputation and quiet the critics who questioned him after the first bout. That initial matchup cast doubt on his status, making this upcoming clash a pivotal moment in his career. A dominant victory would reaffirm Davis as one of boxing's elite and proved the previous result was a rare misstep, not a measure of his true ability. For Tank, this fight holds deep personal and professional importance.
Lamont Roach, he feels that he won. Like, do you think the best thing going forward, they should just run it back, have a rematch?
Oh, yes, most definitely. I think a rematch is definitely called for. And I think probably, the sooner the better. So I would say, hey, let's work on a deal to where we could get in there within the next 4 to 5 months.
Yeah, I agree there.
In their first encounter, Gervonta Davis displayed uncharacteristic vulnerabilities. His usually sharp defense was inconsistent, and his stamina faded as the fight wore on. Lamont Roach capitalized on these flaws, landing punches that unsettled Davis's rhythm and shook his confidence. Fans and analysts took notice, recognizing that Davis was far from his peak form. Now, the rematch presents a crucial opportunity for him to correct those mistakes, regain his edge, and demonstrate the true skill and dominance he's known.
I don't know if Lamont Roach exposed weaknesses of Tank Davis. It very much reminds me of Rolly Romero versus Ryan Garcia. What Roach did, Rolly was doing the same thing. He ended up implementing it better against Ryan Garcia. Tank was having huge issues, and that's the Black Two Sugars. Watch me call that fight. I started laughing. I couldn't believe it because all he was patient with good power. All Roach was patient. He stayed focused. That's why him drinking and partying and shit is messing with me, because he beat him here. He stayed so damn focused, and he knew when Tank was going to punch. He knew when not to punch, and when he countered Tank, he rocked Tank. Tank got rocked at least twice that time.
Following the fight, Gervonta Davis spoke openly about the mental and emotional challenges he had faced. He admitted that pressure and fatigue had impacted his focus and performance, taking a serious toll on his mindset. At one point, he even considered stepping away from boxing. His candidness about seeking therapy revealed the depth of his internal struggle, showing that the fight's effects extended far beyond the physical. This vulnerability offers a powerful glimpse into the often unseen emotional battles fighters endure outside the ring.
He wants to do therapy. He wants to do real estate. They want to say he wasn't all in because him and Roach are friends, and he's going to be focused for the second fight. A lot of excuses. They want to say it's because of the braids, the oil getting in his eye. Whatever. This is what really happened. And I just now came to this conclusion because I've been making some other videos for Patreon. But Lamont Roach posted a video recently on...
In preparation for the rematch, Gervonta Davis has completely revamped his training environment. Each drill and sparring session is now executed with heightened intensity and precision. His footwork shows marked improvement, displaying increased fluidity and balance, while his reaction time has become sharper, enabling quicker counters. The laid-back approach of the past is gone, replaced by unwavering focus and discipline. It's clear Davis views his bout as a crucial turning point, demanding his absolute commitment The stakes in this rematch go far beyond titles or rankings. The first bout ended in a draw, leaving Davis's pride wounded and raising questions about his legacy in the boxing world. That outcome sparked a deep hunger for redemption. Now, Davis fights not just for victory, but to reclaim his place among the sport's elite. This is a battle for respect, identity, and honor, a highly emotional and personal showdown fueled by determination and the need to prove himself.
We gotta talk about it. So, Tank officially came out and says that he wants to put this rematch as early as May. Now, if that were to happen, Lamont Roach gets a second time to prove himself. Now, in my personal opinion, his stock has already risen. He is already notable. The fact that he went toe-to-toe with Tank on a decision that ended in a draw. Whether he loses this second fight or not won't even matter. because he's directly in line to go against the Keyshawn Davis, the Shakur Stevensons, and etc., the Devin Haneys, and etc. I can see him moving up and going against Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia or somebody like that. So many people to fight. Lamont Roach has definitely proven himself. But let's talk about something else, and that is the hairstylist situation. In my humble opinion, I believe she should have been quiet. As a hairstylist, there was nothing for you to say. There was nothing for you to say. No fan in boxing was gonna look at that like, I don't want her to break my hair. No one would have said that. But she hurt herself when she came out and publicly made multiple claims on all his receipts that no one needed, no one asked for, saying, oh, this had no grease or oil in it. No one cares. No one cares. Nobody even believes it. Sometimes it's best to remain quiet. But you guys let me know in the comments. Should she have remained quiet, or should she have did what she did, which is spoke up? You let me know.
Davis's team approached the first fight with a well-researched game plan, built around exploiting Roach's known strengths and weaknesses. While the strategy was sound on paper, its execution lacked the precision needed on fight night. Instead of abandoning their approach, Davis's camp is now committed to refining and perfecting it. The focus is on improving execution, maintaining tactical discipline, and applying greater pressure during pivotal moments. These adjustments aim to turn a promising strategy into a winning performance in the rematch.
Surprised by Roach and Tank. What do you think the biggest surprise was in the fight?
It wasn't a surprise because we know Roach. It wasn't a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Roach can fight. A lot of people think because a person is not popular, they don't exist. There's fighters out there that can rumble. They just got to get the opportunity. You know?
What's the difference makers coming into this fight?
The first fight, I thought, everybody thought Jalil won. We just got to turn, hit the gears a little harder. We ain't really got to change too much. Just got to put the icing on the cake, Put the icing on the cake this time, that's all.
Mm.
He did enough to win the last fight, but we was in somebody else's territory,
This time around, being in Florida, do you feel like it's a mutual zone?
Yeah. It's more of an even playing field in Florida.
Okay. Do you feel like he needs a stoppage to win the fight due to what happened the first time?
Not necessarily a stoppage is good, but not necessarily. You just got to put the icing on the cake.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. Just hit the gears a little harder. That's all. He hit the gears hard enough the last time, but boxing is a dirty game. It's a dirty game. And you got biased people, unfair people. Anybody saw that first fight and said Jalil lost, they don't know boxing.
If Jalil is successful in this fight, what do you guys expect for Jalil? And then, obviously Eddie Hearn had a lot to say when Jalil took that loss.
Teofimo Lopez shared perspective on the aftermath of the controversial first fight, noting that Davis was left isolated as critics in the boxing world quickly questioned his standing. Lopez emphasized how such intense scrutiny can damage a fighter's confidence and public image. His remarks highlight the immense pressure Davis now faces. The rematch isn't just about victory. It's a crucial opportunity for Davis to restore his reputation, silence the doubters, and reestablish his place in the eyes of fans and peers.
I know a lot of people, look what they did with Gervonta too. I want everybody, all these young fighters that are listening to this, and you can clip this. This is a short part right here.
I got you.
To Ryan can clip this right here. So all you young fighters, look at the amount of love they were giving and sharing to Gervonta Tank Davis prior to the fight. Look at what all the reporters were doing prior to the fight. Look how they were all laughing at all his jokes prior to his fight against Lamont Roach. After the fight, look how many were waiting to down this man. Down him. See, I'm gonna talk my smack with Tank, but that's because I want to fight him. That's me. I can say that. But I just want all you young fighters to really look about it. They don't care about us.
Yeah.
They won't ever care about us. When you're winning, they're gonna be there. But they're waiting for any moment to slip up. Just a man, even a draw, look how much hate he got out of it.
Yeah, not to get deep, but it's a part of our psychology. we have to learn how to care about other people. You know?
The rematch carries major significance for both Davis and Roach, offering a chance to resolve lingering questions and solidify their places in the boxing world. Avoiding the fight could cast lasting doubt and tarnish their legacies. Both fighters know this bout will be heavily scrutinized and long remembered, making peak performance essential. This shared awareness fuels a heightened competitive drive, shaping their intense focus and determination as they prepare for this crucial showdown.
Shout out to my man Lamont.
All right, so you sparred Lamont Roach in preparation for his bout with Gervonta Davis. First, what did you think of the fight?
What did I think of the fight? It's a little different for me because it's definitely a point of bias there.
Wait, let me put out a disclaimer. He's from Baltimore.
Definitely, I mean, East Baltimore all day. But I'm looking at it from a point of bias because his dad, you know, Ben Johnson Sr., and all them guys that was down there, coaches Tim and everything like that, they all good people. So I got to know them on a whole personal level. And then I get to see like how hard a world champion works, and not only that, to see how he treated his people. So I was going for him just off of personality alone, but everything else, he made me believe in Camp for real. Because me and him like have similar personalities. You know what I mean, as far as the ring, you know what I mean. So everything we was ready for, like the talking shit and everything like that, because that was coming from me. You know what I'm saying? Me and Lamont. So everything was just everything for real. But everything else, he made me believe in Camp for real, because me and him like have similar personalities. You know what I mean, as far as the ring, you know what I mean. So everything we was ready for, like the talking shit and everything like that, because that was coming from me. You know what I'm saying? Me and Lamont. So everything was just everything for real. I think he should have won too. You know what I'm saying? But actually, when I was there, I thought they actually was gonna like rob him. You know what I mean? But you can't. You know what I mean? You can't deceive the people that's there for what they saying for real.
So you felt like he should have got the nod.
Absolutely. Especially with all the other controversy too. It should have been overturned, but we know how boxing works. But I mean, we running it back for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
Did that teach you a lesson though?
Absolutely. You know what I mean? But you gotta just do. It seemed like, because I feel like he did. Not only did he shock the world, it's like, I guess you just gotta do more on top of that. Like, you just gotta do more, I guess.
Roach's performance in the first fight earned widespread praise for his tactical skill and calm under pressure. He proved he could hold his own at the elite level, matching Davis's speed and power, while forcing him onto the defensive at times. His composed and strategic approach gained him respect as a legitimate threat. In the rematch, Roach has the opportunity to build on that showing by enhancing his speed, refining his precision, and sustaining mental focus for a decisive win.
Tank became a ballsy fighter, which he's never been, according to everybody in the DC and Maryland area. You know, like,
but
because now it's all coming out. It's all coming out. It's already been known before, but we never got to see it because nobody pushed Tank.
There were points early in that fight. I thought Tank was out hustling Lamont. He was, Lamont wasn't taking charge early on, and Gervonta, who's normally, but he was hitting hit with straight left hands and getting turning, and it was his nose and mouth were red.
But he wants you to. But that's the thing. What Tank does, what Teddy Atlas yelled at Michael Moore about. Tank wants to be able to hit you and help you leave him alone. And when you don't do that, he starts to fade and fold.
Okay,
that's not championship caliber mentality.
We're talking about two guys who weren't big punchers. Okay, 12 rounds, I can hit you and make you miss, and hit you and make you miss, and hit you.
But I can keep the game plan. You can keep the game plan.
So what if everybody goes out there and shows his boxing?
Let's compare it to, say, Tommy Morrison, who used to blow you away, but if he couldn't, he was gone. He was gassed out after a few rounds. There's a mentality where.
But Tank's not that guy we saw against Isak Cruz. He was able.
Okay, and even there, Isak Cruz. Looking back now, even Valenzuela outboxed Isak Cruz.
Okay,
dude. Come on.
But did he do it?
Apply the trade. Listen, it happened.
Well, we don't know exactly.
Did he get surgery after the Isak Cruz fight? No.
I don't know. Maybe I had a ton of surgeries. I had a ton of surgeries that the public knew nothing about. So I don't know.
They kind of know.
So Paulie,
you can see where you can see hand surgery scars. You see my scars? I got a tic-tac-toe board all over my hand. When you get surgery, you can see that.
Well, Paulie, his argument, and you guys are on different sides of it in a different way, where he says tactically there's more to add to Gervonta. Gervonta could have done things that he didn't do, but
there's a lot
you see it mentally. Yes. Is that harder to do with?
I believe so, because physically, Gervonta has all the goods. That's why he's sold as the product he's sold at. You look at Gervonta physically, speed, athleticism, power, timing,
ability to change directions.
If this guy has balls, he's really a pound-for-pound fighter that everybody claims he is. But because he doesn't have balls. I don't know that he's even a pound-for-pound fighter. I don't even know that he would be a lightweight champion if they didn't mix and match his opponents accordingly. You know what I'm saying? He probably shouldn't even be a lightweight champion now because Lamont Roach beat him the other week.
I got a great saying. So you always say, if my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle.
Yeah.
Shakur Stevenson, who has sparred with Roach in the past, offered insightful analysis of Roach's strategy and abilities. He praised Roach's defensive prowess, noting how well it disrupted Davis's offensive game plan. Stevenson's endorsement adds weight to Roach's status as a serious contender in the rematch. His confidence in Roach underscores a highly competitive nature of the upcoming bout and signals that Davis will face a technically sharp and well-prepared opponent. That's all for today's video. Stay tuned and see you next time